Evening, everybody. We're gonna let a few people jump on here. I hit the live button, go live. It's right at 6 o'clock, so that way I'm not just sitting there talking to myself. I can, though. I promise you. So, evening, everybody. Like I said, we got a couple people jumping on here. Before we get started, hope everybody's doing good this evening. Y'all let me know if you can hear me and everything right here, guys. Like I said, this is live, so we always want to wait till a few people get on here before we really start ramping everything up. Appreciate everybody tuning in. I try to be persistent in getting this thing started at 6 o'clock. So hopefully y'all can hear me well. I've got my StreamYard hooked up to this thing, so it's going to be a lot better show for me. I can run this thing pretty efficiently, and hopefully I can share pictures on here and everything. Good evening, Danny. How you doing, man? Appreciate it. I can see y'all's comments like that, guys, your questions, and it's a lot easier app to run. Can share a lot more stuff on here, guys. But Alan Brooks Smith, good evening for Lot 5. How's that river down there, buddy? I bet it's a mess down there in Demopolis right there, above Demopolis. But appreciate everybody tuning in. We're going to let some folks jump on here before we really get started and thank our sponsors and do some, answer some questions. And hopefully everybody's doing good, like I said, this evening. I guess we got some more rain coming in tomorrow, it looks like. So going to be a mess, I'm sure. I know the river up here is already a mess. So. But hey, what can you do about it? Nothing. So appreciate everybody tuning in. Like I said, this is episode 3 of the Blackbelt Hunting and Fishing Report. I also run Crappie Cast. You'll see the banner behind me. I appreciate everybody following. This thing's we're way over 3,000 followers now, guys, and I appreciate it. Hey, Bud, how you doing, buddy? Good evening. Bud Williamson's tuned in. I recognize that name and face. Harris Farms and Marketplace, right there off of 10 in Camden. He's one of our sponsors. Hunter's Run in Camden and Monroeville. I got some pictures I'll share with them. I hate sharing the darn things because it makes me hungry, but I promise you I can. The cool thing about this StreamYard app, I can share pictures. I mean, he's got steaks, pulled pork, crawfish mac and cheese. Man, this is making me hungry already. Fresh pork chops. Man, he's got all kinds of stuff there at Harris Farm. I want to appreciate him. If you get to Hunter's Run, guys, I mean, look at that steak and pork chop. I mean, it makes me want to drive down there right now. Hunter's Run right there in Monroeville and Camden. I mean, that steak looks silly. Probably put me to sleep. So appreciate everybody tuning in. We got a few people on here now, guys. I appreciate it again. I know I've said that a bunch of times, but guys, we got a bunch of mess coming down, I'm sure. The river's muddy. Tim Maddox, he said, good evening. Big ones are stumping on bankheads stacked in the wood. Now it's muddy. Yes, I've heard that, Tim. Appreciate it. Tim lives up here by me, guys. Fishes the Warrior River up here. I appreciate you telling everybody that, some guys. One thing I will say, with that comment, don't be scared of that muddy water. Take your time. There's trash in there, but don't be scared of the muddy water. It pushes fish up in the creeks, guys. I mean, that muddy, swift water, they're not going to set out in it. So, hey, it kind of reduces the water. You've always heard that 90% of the fish are in 10% of the water at certain times of the year, and that's a true fact, especially this time of year, guys. It's going to push your catfish in there. There's plenty of bait in these creeks, bass, everything's going to be in there. So, get out and just take your time going up and down the river and ease in one of those sloughs. It's just don't make it harder than it is. Take your time and fish your brush. And if you got live scope, use it. If you don't, count your jig down, catch crappie, bass, whatever you want to throw. That muddy water, they've got to eat just like you and I do. So, I don't mind sharing information. I'm known for sharing information. I'm not ever going to stop it. I want people to catch more fish. And just enjoy the outdoors. That's what we create. That's what we started this page to keep carrying on the tradition that Big Daddy done for so many years. And I've started up here, with Crappie Cast doing it crappie fishing. But this is a broader spectrum, guys. We got, a hunting and fishing report. We can anything from squirrel hunting to deer hunting to turkey hunting. Turkey season's coming in the 25th of this month. bunch of turkey hunters, down y'all's way in Camden and the Blackbelt. So I'm looking forward to seeing a bunch of those pictures and kids getting out there and spending time with their dads and moms. And that's a big thing. A lot of people love turkey hunting. I don't go a lot myself because I'm always beating on them fish trying to catch those. So, but I appreciate everybody tuning in, guys. And I know it's a big void down there with Big Daddy gone. And I miss him every day. I think about him every time I click on these things, man. And I think about him every day. I miss him, but hey, we got to keep on keeping on, guys, and we're all headed that way one day. So even myself. So, but hey, plenty of bait in the sloughs. We can go over. The juggins in play. Travis, I talked to Travis earlier this week. He was out there catching plenty of fish. You got the jugging tournament coming up, guys. I got it right here. Catfish jugging open right there. At Rolling Cooper State Park, you can register at CT Awards or Dunn Sports. Right there it is, guys. I've shared it on this page a few times. It looks like $25 entry fee. Kids are free. The weigh-in will be held at Rolling Cooper State Park at 2 o'clock. It's a 25 jug limit per boat. 3 fish weigh-in, one over 34 inches. I think that's the law. But, man, I got to witness a couple of these weigh-ins, and it's something to watch those people bring those big catfish in. So, y'all be sure to do that. That is this Saturday, guys. Day crack till 2 p.m. for sure. Get out there and do it for sure. And we got Maddie's tournament coming up also. Stop number 2 for Maddie's tournament right there at Bridgeport Landing. Entry fee's $125. I spoke to her earlier this week. She's already got about 40 boats signed up, so that sounds like a great tournament that's going to happen this Saturday. Like I said, be careful. There's going to be trash in the river. I expect some big weights. I think 17 pounds is something won last week. I hope they keep on that. But I'm just trying to jump around, guys, where I don't forget stuff. Noonan Hall, he said, I really appreciate you doing this, man. I appreciate you watching, Noonan. Appreciate it, buddy. Like I said, y'all got questions on here. I treat it just like we do crappie cast, guys. If I don't get to your questions on here when this thing gets a lot, you can message me or text me, and if I get a chance, I'll answer any question you got. I promise you. If I can help you in any way, I will. As this thing grows, we'll have more content on here and stuff. We got 2 sponsors, so far, and we're going to ramp this thing up, guys. And these people that's watching, y'all are part of the reason why it grows. Y'all sharing and commenting, and we got I think 3,000 something followers. It reminds me I need to cut my phone off, because if somebody calls me on this thing, it'll kick me off of here. I don't want to come back. So I guess everybody can hear me. Hear me well. Like I said, usually this thing does pretty good, guys. And we're going to keep on going. I'm sure y'all got some questions, guys. Like I said, we went over the crappie. We went over the catfish. Like I said, they're going to be pushed up in the creeks. Plenty of bait there, guys, to catch. I think Dunn Sports has got frozen shad there at his store. There's local. You got Lofton's Bait Shop there. I'm sure they've got some stuff too. You got the Piggly Wiggly there. You can get some chicken livers and Kool-Aid or whatever you guys do with a catfish. I hear all kinds of contraptions and concoctions, that people use. And, man, I like the people that enjoy it, especially catching those catfish. But bass fishing, I didn't get a lot of reports of bass fishing, but I'm sure the water's going to be muddy down there, guys. We're supposed to get some rain tomorrow. Hopefully not a lot. I know up here at Bankhead where I live, it's rolling down the river right now. A lot of trash, getting muddy, and I'm sure that Alabama's up. I was looking earlier at the flow report. It didn't look like they were pulling. It looked like they were running 2 units, so that's a good thing. They're not pulling it too hard. So we can keep doing it and keeping up with that. I forget what site that is. That river. Where I pulled that up, Big Dad actually shared that with me. I'll have to share it on here where you can pull up the water flow and the levels and stuff. It's good to keep up with hour by hour. It kind of gives you a general consensus, guys, that they're it's not down to a T when they're going to be pulling water, when they're not going to be pulling water. But right now, I'm sure they're going to be pulling because they're expecting some rain. But bass guys, your square bill crankbaits, your swim jigs, your spinner baits, your rattle traps. I'm sure these fish are pulled up in there. The water's probably 60s. So you got a lot of fish that's going to spawn on a bass going to spawn on top of on top of stumps and standing timber. Um, I know I talked to Wes King, Gaze King, excuse me. He said they didn't get but 8 bites last weekend, and they caught 7 of them. So it was a tough weekend. Hopefully it's picking up, guys. You got some of the best fishing of the year coming, as far as any kind of fishing. So bass fishing, especially here, and that warmer water warms up fast. So when that sun comes out, I don't know how much sun we're gonna get this weekend. I think I looked at the weather. You got a chance of rain Saturday morning. Hopefully it gets out of here Friday, and it's just a little leftover from it. But crappie fishing. Travis Hudson sent me a video of a 260 black crappie. It was a nice crappie. I shared it on this page, guys. It was a big one. Mark Boland, I guess he's been working. He hadn't sent me anything, but get out there, guys. And the crappie should be pushed up in the creeks too, guys. Right there, and the same as the bass and everything else. The swift water and the muddy waters push them in there. Don't be scared of that muddy water. Those fish bite. Get you a black and chartreuse jig. Get you a minnow, whatever you like, and cover as much water as possible. Dipping trees. If you got live scope, hey, use that thing to your full advantage. Sometimes you got to cast several times. I will tell y'all a tip about crappie fishing. If that's pole timber right there, and that fish is sitting against that pole timber like this. If that fish doesn't move when you on live scoping, it doesn't move off that pole timber, you didn't go by that fish. So a lot of times you can your jig, you'll see it on the screen, but if both of them aren't bright and that fish didn't look at your bait or move around, or even if you spook them, don't let that live scope fool you. Sometimes it's like a bow and arrow, guys. Everything's got to be lined up. So that's why it takes time on the water. You heard a Big Daddy say that all the time, and everything to get that lined up. I've got a ton of hours behind live scope. That's the only reason I can tell you a little bit about it. A ton of hours. I'm no better than anybody else. I've just got a lot of experience with it and a lot of mistakes. So reach out to me and message me if I think somebody had Dave Prescott has some trouble with his. You can message me, Dave, and we'll see if we can get your issue solved. I don't mind at all. It says no network found. We'll try to solve it for you, Dave. You're welcome to call me after the show or message me, and I'll help you out any way I can. I mean, I've worked on a bunch of live scopes sitting at a gas station, trying to tune somebody's in. I don't mind at all. I mean, if I didn't like it, I wouldn't be doing all this stuff. So appreciate y'all. But like I said, I guess we got bass, we cover catfish, crappie. Any other questions y'all got, we can keep on going. I mean, this show is going to grow as more we get more content and guests on here. Now that I got this, I can invite guests. Tim Maddox is saying right there, he threw a white and chartreuse slider on a yellow chartreuse head. It's killing them. That's exactly right. They see that bait, that contrast. That's a good bait, that slider bait is. It's got a little paddle tail, guys. It throws off a little vibration. It's a good bait. White and chartreuse is always good. Black and chartreuse is always good. The muddy water is going to push fish up in the water column, guys. Like, they don't go deeper in muddy water. They go up. It doesn't matter if you're in 40 foot of water, they're going to be shallow. Crappie especially, they love to come up when that water gets muddy. And if they've been 10, 12, 15 foot deep, they're going 3, 4, 5, or 6 foot deep. So it's you have to just keep an eye on them, guys. So if you're fishing a bank or timber, don't be scared to throw in there and count to 3 or 4 and start slow rolling that jig back to you if you don't have live scope, because those fish get up shallow, for sure. I got a bunch of people commenting on here. I appreciate everybody. Roger asking when I'm gonna come back to Talcon. Oh, I don't know, man. I had a guy want me to book a trip down to Talcon. I love fishing down there, guys. He's wanting to go in April. April's filling up pretty quick. I got a bunch of Saturdays. I am going to start running some electronics trips up here at the house, guys. May run some Friday evenings down there in Camden if I have a trip down there. Just get out there and help people and, run some trips. So, but hey, that's on another story, another note. But I appreciate all y'all. I hate to cut these shows short. If I don't get a bunch of questions, I'm just sitting here talking to myself. So, hey, Thomas, how you doing, buddy? Like I said, we got 30 people on here right now, and that's big, guys. This is only the 3rd episode. So, but I know I spent a lot of information at you guys really quick. The good thing is this thing's recorded. It's on YouTube also. So, hey, some people are sitting at home watching it on YouTube, on the TV, on the big screen. So that's why I added it to YouTube. It's under Shane Jones Fishing though. It's not under Black Belt Report. So it's I'm trying to share it as much as possible and get everybody. Some people get to watch YouTube on their TV and they can't track it on their phone and see it very well. So I appreciate everybody tuning in on YouTube too. So let's see. Like I said, we got the Jugging Open coming on this weekend right there. Catfish Jugging Open right there at Roland Cooper. I want to remind everybody of that. If you can participate in that and go have some fun with your family, please do. Dunn Sports CT Award, you can sign up early or sign up the day of. Daylight till 2 o'clock. And don't forget about Maddie's tournament right there at Bridgeport Landing, stop number 2. I say tournament number 2, excuse me. Right there March 9th. It looks like 125 entry fee. Look like you're paying $2,000 out based on 50 boats. She almost had 50 boats last time I spoke with her. I was trying to get her to come on here, but I think she had some doctor's appointments and stuff. So I was going to get her on here and talk about it. But we're going to get guests on here as we get this show ramped up, I promise you. We are, hey, Timothy Hatcher, what's up, buddy? Oh, Michael Hiller wants to know when we're going fishing. Michael, you need to wait till it gets warm because when everybody quits fishing at Miller's Ferry, that's when I have fun. June's the best month at Miller's Ferry. I don't care what anybody says. June is unreal at Miller's Ferry. I'm telling y'all. June is my favorite month down there. Got a few people that's die hard that's out there, but I'm telling y'all, as far as catching a lot of fish, June at Miller's Ferry for crappie is awesome. Big time. We're going to try to run this show 20, 25 minutes, guys. And we'll ramp it up to an hour if I get a guest on here and we get enough people watching. I promise you, I don't want to take up everybody's evening from their family, but I enjoy this stuff. And, I'm doing this live. So it's kind of, I get a little anxious, about doing it and talking to myself. But, I mean, it seems like I'm talking to myself. So let's see. That's a great question. Matthew Anderson, tell me a little bit about the turkey forecast for the spring in your neck of the woods. Matthew's tuned in from Montana, if I ain't mistaken, Matthew. I think that's where Matthew is. He messaged me, guys. He's got a camouflage company. I'll share it on my page. It's a good-looking camouflage, man. We got a bunch of turkey down here, Matthew. I've seen probably more pics this fall of turkey and gobblers than I've seen in a long time that I can remember as far as people hunting and stuff. Utah, that's where Matthew's from. I'm sorry. He's out of Utah. I couldn't remember. It's a turkey season should be on this year. It should be a record season, man, because of all the turkeys that I've seen. Had a real good nesting season. A lot of people getting more involved. They're doing more control burning down here, Matthew, and managing the turkeys. And people are respecting the outdoors and the environment. Believe it or not, as far as game animals, more and more, and you can see that. So. But it's going to be great down here, Matthew, for sure. You get a chance to come down here turkey hunting, I would jump on it, buddy. Utah, I guess you got mule deer and all kinds of stuff out there. But I appreciate you tuning in all the way from Utah, guys. He's tuned in from Utah all the way up there, buddy. That's a good little shot. Appreciate you, Matthew. JB said, I got a feeling I'm going to be one of the few next week since the river will be up. Oh, yeah. Go down there, JB, and hey, get on them. You'd be surprised, man. The first trip I made to Miller's Ferry a few years ago, 1st of April, it was muddy water, and I wasn't scared of it. I mean, I went in one of them creeks and I caught 40-something crappie by myself. First creek I went to, and some people came in there with me and turned around, see me in there fishing. It was like, oh, the water's muddy, and nah, don't be scared of that water. They're going to eat. You got to realize the crappie right now, guys, they have their eggs in their belly. They're developing those eggs. The sun helps them develop it. They also got to eat. So it's not like it's dead winter and cold. They're in the process right now getting ready to spawn and push up. Especially blackfish ought to be up there getting shallow, eating bugs, getting ready to nest. It won't be long. I wouldn't be surprised if some of those blackfish probably wouldn't be 10 foot or less right now. Some of those big blackfish, especially the males. But the female, the whites are coming right behind them, guys. They probably in 10, 15 foot of water. But get down there and enjoy yourself, man. Just be careful. I mean, there's going to be some trash, and you can't see the stumps as well in those creeks, guys. Don't want to, come out of the boat this time of year. The water's still cool, and you don't want to have accidents. So Everybody, promise me you'll be careful. As I get older, I'm trying to be safer and safer myself. You know, I've got a big center console, but I still wear my kill switch. I'm wearing it more and more. When I first got it, I didn't because I thought I was in the center of the boat, but I wear it, guys. You know, I don't want nothing to happen to nobody and me fly out of the boat and something happen. I want that boat to cut off. So wear your kill switches when you got this much trash in the water, please. Please do. For sure. Man, let's see if I think I covered everything. Man, I know I ran through it quick. I get to rambling and stuff, but I want to thank Harris Farms and Marketplace, old Parker and Lorraine Harris, that sponsor the show. Michael down there, Hunter's Run, and Canada Morova. I want to thank them too for sponsoring this show, guys. It helps me. It really just helps me get the word out those fine establishments and those restaurants and the marketplace, and it also just gives me the drive to, hey, come on and push a little more, see how big this thing can get. So, you know, I'm going to be bringing guests on here and stuff as soon as we can. Uh, I want y'all to say prayers for David Gaston. He lost his wife, and it was Kevin Sims' mom. I hated to hear that. I know she had been sick, but it always, you know, I don't like nobody likes losing loved ones, and y'all keep them in your prayers. David Gaston's a good fella. So is Kevin. They support everything I do in this show and everything down that way. And Dottie, his wife that passed away, she kept up with everything and supported everything in Camden. So y'all keep them in your prayers because it's a rough time when you lose a loved one, guys. But I'm going to kind of end this thing, guys. If you got any questions, like I said, my number, my phone number is on this Facebook page. Message me, talk anytime you want to reach out to me about anything, fishing questions or anything. If you're going to make a purchase or unsure about something, guy, and I can help you, please just message me. May save you some money, may make your mind up on the decision you're trying to get, guys. But I'm going to end this show. I'm not going to drag it out, guys. I appreciate every one of you that tuned in. These things are going to grow and get longer and longer, I promise you. We're going to try to run them an hour if I can when we get people on here. But I'll invite people on here you know, crappie fishing's my game, but if I can get a bass guy to share a little bit of information, not anything he's really catching. You know, the tournament angler's not going to share a lot with you guys, but they can give you, you know, some tips on, you know, gear and where to look for fish. And but I appreciate everybody tuning in. This is episode 3, Blackbelt Hunting Fishing Report. And we'll see y'all next Wednesday, 6 o'clock live, guys. Thank all y'all for tuning in. Thank all the new followers. Thank y'all for everything, guys. We'll see y'all next Wednesday, 6 p.m.